Welcome back to Here's the Cards. This is the semi-final day, and there's going to be some pretty cool matches ahead of us. But before we get into actually the last of the group stage matches, it's going to be Ignite versus ThijsNL. The outcome of that is generally irrelevant because both players have already qualified. They're the two players that are currently both undefeated in Group A. Want to go over a few changes. We have another bro casting, so we still have Impact, who was the other caster in the last couple days here as the cards. We also have Forsen Boys,
Yo, yo,
also
what's
known
up?
as Jesse.
Jesse Pinkman here, person.
So yeah, it'd be cool to have another voice, another opinion on what's going on. We have noticed that, I don't know if you've been following Forsen, but a lot of the decks played in this tournament so far have been like the same. Like there's no mage, there's no paladin. Basically everyone's running warrior, shaman, and like hunter.
Yeah, the classic ones.
Yeah.
Some miracles too, maybe.
There's a few miracles. A lot of the miracles that we saw were like the Violet Teacher style.
That's the most common one nowadays, actually. I've never experimented with it myself, but I know it's a strong deck that a lot of good players are using right now.
It feels like Rogue doesn't do too well against Warrior. That's why a lot of the cards have shifted that don't, uh, you know, kind of shown all the Miracle Rogue decks. But it seems like playing a Violet Teacher kind of pushes you to lose the game to Brawl much more than any other type of Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, Warrior is super strong right now. I've been playing a lot of it myself, actually, and the thing with Warriors that against Miracle is that they have so many good cards to counter, like Lothab, Harrison Jones right now is in the meta.
Yeah.
Even Baron Geddon can counter Violet Teacher and Brawl, as you said as well.
Yeah,
All right,
and Death's
well,
Bite.
yeah, we've seen Deathbite really be the key to
Yeah.
victory in a lot of these matches. Anyway, before we talk too much about it, I'm sure we can keep going as the games progress. Let's get into this group game here, Ignite versus ThijsNL. We don't want to be too long because the semifinal match is scheduled for an hour from now, and hopefully these guys finish. So it seems like we're seeing Rogue, certainly Miracle Rogue, against the Handlock. Just to recap, the deck lists. Oh, wow, I actually don't have Ignite's deck lists.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for this series, Ignite actually banned Thijs Hunter, and Thijs decided to ban his opponent's Warlock. So interesting ban choices here.
Do you know what their deck lineups are?
Yeah, we have Thijs on Hunter, Warrior, Warlock, Shaman, but the Hunter is banned, so only Warrior, Warlock, Shaman, and we have Ignite on Shaman, Hunter, Warlock, Rogue, but yeah, Thijs banned his Warlock, so
Okay.
team starting off with Miracle here.
Well, Miracle is not what you want to start off against Handlock. I'm sure.
Def,
I'm sure
yeah,
you're very, very familiar with this matchup.
yeah. This mind game, so to speak, goes to Thijs for countering his opponent here.
Mhm. What's the worst thing you want to see? You like a turn 4 9-coined Drake, something like that, like a 4/9.
It's not too bad to coin Drake in this matchup, but if you can, it's better to play a 3-drop so you can play a Mountain Giant on turn 4. It's better on your curve. But this Miracle Rogue from Ignite, it's not the Violet Teacher one, I think, because it has 2 Shadow Steps. So
Yeah,
this is
he's
some
playing.
kind of rush.
He's
Do you know
playing
what is
the.
this, Impact?
Yeah, he's playing the Tyree Miracle Rogue deck from NA qualifiers.
Oh, yeah, okay. I never played that one actually, but I've heard that it's quite alright.
Yeah, it does some good things. You'll see the full package here complete with Alex Straza and all that good stuff. We've seen him play in a couple games already in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It was the Alistraza Rogue. We casted Ignite's matches on the first day, and since then we haven't seen anything from him. Oh, go with a 4/8 Drake. Pretty good stuff. This
Yeah.
looks like it's gonna live.
Yeah, I mean he can actually kill it with Thanos Eviscerate and trade the Ooze. But the thing is, coining out the Drake is like it was a kind of a desperation move because he doesn't really have a follow-up for next turn. He can't play a Mount Giant, he can't play Loatheb. He can't if this Drake dies, he can't really do anything but tap and maybe play an Owl on something like Thanos. So
Yeah.
he's kind
Do
of
you think
hoping
you'd
here.
Thalnos, or do you think you'd Shiv Eviscerate?
I prefer Thalnos Eviscerate because you're forcing your opponent to deal with the Thalnos. Otherwise, he will just have it up for next turn, and the possibility of backstabs and shivs is too scary, like for the handlock player. So the Thalnos deals a great amount of threat here, and yeah, we're gonna see that Thalnos coming down with Eviscerate. Yeah, well, this is an obvious play. I mean, you need to tap, you need to play that owl. It's like this is not a bad turn. It could have been way
Mhm.
worse. You
Would
decline the
you
card draw.
would you Mortal Coil if you drew Mortal Coil there?
I would probably still silence it to decline the card draw because there's no hurry in Mortal Coiling. Next turn you can play a Mountain Giant and Mortal Coil to be mana efficient. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no rush really to kill that. You just need to silence it to remove the spell power and card draw. The one damage is not a threat by itself.
And once you actually remove the card draw from Thalnos, like it's a lot better for the handlock player because like once the Miracle Rogue runs out of options, they really can't do anything, especially
Yeah,
in this matchup where you have
for
to go
sure.
2-for-1 on like all their guys.
I'm thinking if Thalnos stays alive until the next turn, it might get Shadow Stepped.
That's actually I've actually done that myself in some scenarios in this matchup a long time ago when you still had a 4 mana Leroy and I was still playing Shadow Steps in Miracle Rogue. It's not a bad idea, but especially now actually when you don't have any preparations or conceals for your auctioneer, you could actually go for a Shadow Step here on the Thalnos and hope to draw into a 1 mana spell or preparations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he decides to go with the safer play, maybe, if you want to call
That's
it
a good
that.
card.
That is a good card. However, he's gonna save it for a better time to get momentum with the auctioneer.
Mm-hmm.
Always want to play sap when you have your auctioneer already on the table, so they can't replay it without dealing with the auctioneer first.
But sending back the Mountain Giant causes a discard. Don't you think there's some value in that?
There is, but at the same time, he still hasn't used any taunt enablers, so you
And
kind of
you
wanna,
want to sap
yeah,
after it's granted taunt. I see.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's thinking about taunting up here, and I do believe it's the better play, considering he already has another Argus and a Sludge Belcher. He doesn't need to value that Sound Fury Protector that much. But he decides just to pass turn. That's interesting.
His life
All right,
total
you're
isn't
a little
really
bit ahead of me then. I mean, I just saw the turn pass. All right.
his life total wasn't really threatened, so I could see not taunting it this turn.
Yeah,
You kind of want to make those dead Molten Giants like a lot better.
so is this an Auctioneer sap or is it a Loatheb sap? I mean, you
Kinda-
still haven't gotten any preparations, right? What will you
Yeah.
do here, Impact?
I'm kind of leaning towards like Loatheb Sap. It denies a lot of options next turn. Also makes Leroy top deck lethal if he doesn't taunt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like Leroy, and like the next turn, he can't really clear the board. So Shadow Step might be able to do extra damage with SI as well, because like that is still 4 extra burst in his hand with the 2 Shadow Steps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I like the Loatheb play.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, you really want to wait. If you only have one auctioneer, like you really need to get like at least 2 draws from it when you play it with backstabs and a spell or prep spell or whatever. It's like it's too greedy to try to get something out of a single sap. And instant play there for Big Thijs. There's a sprint.
I gotta try to catch up to you guys. You guys are like 5 seconds ahead of me.
Oh yeah, try to refresh the stream.
He could trade the Lotheb and double Shadow Step with Auctioneer, draws a couple of cards and kills the Mountain Giant.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But you start with Shadow Stepping then, don't you? Because you want to see what you draw. You might draw into something like a sap again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel this is looking very good for the rogue at all.
No, this is not looking good in my opinion either. It draws the Leroy, which is not really the card you want right now. He's gonna waste both Shadow Steps here, like we said, and hopefully... Oh, he did draw into Conceal, wow. That was actually huge.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. He's really looking for those preps right now. With preps he could kill his opponent next turn, but the Lotheb is coming down actually now.
Yeah.
There is no other play in this book.
Interesting to note that he kept the Lotheb, even though he didn't have any Drakes or Giants.
Yeah,
I guess
I always keep Lotheb against Miracle Rogue. It's just too good of a card to pass up. I mean, the odds are that you're gonna draw into Mountain Giant or Drake anyway. Like if you discard everything but Lotheb and you tap every turn, like it's a very high possibility that you will draw into a Drake or a Giant. So you can keep the Lotheb because it's gonna be very good on your curve.
Fair enough.
I feel like there might be a small chance to push here.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
Even just like suiciding the Auctioneer, I think you can just push for a little bit of damage. Even play Leroy, and if you can sprint into the other Eviscerate and a prep, you might be able to finish.
7, 8. Let's see here.
He used one Eviscerate already on the Twilight Drake.
Oh yeah, he did.
I think it's a Deadly Poison turn. It's the only really mana efficient play. I mean, yeah, it's like not mana efficient because of Lotheb, but
yeah. Oh, the second Deadly.
Could be useful if he draws Blade Fury.
Yeah, but how do you trade this? You need to use your first charge of your weapon now with SI.
Yeah.
Do you push for damage or do you try to trade with something?
You have to push for damage.
See here.
I mean, to be fair, like think about that for a second. He saw the other Sunfury Protector get discarded when he sapped.
That's right actually.
So that's both Sunfuries and Argus.
Yeah.
Pushing for damage is reasonably safe.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. And this is most likely gonna be double Molten and the Sludge Belcher and double trade. He's thinking about just siphoning Souling here, but you want that taunt, I think, rather than that life pool. Even though you've seen 2 Shadow Steps, like it's very likely that Miracle can kill you. Oh, and he picks up a Blade Flurry. That
he's still short.
Yeah, he's... No, actually, is he? No. He poisons, he Blade Flurries, he eviscerates the 1/2 slime and Leroy's face. 6 + 5. Oh my god, he's actually 1 damage of lethal. The joke's on him. That's what you get for playing Miracle Rogue, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't have that extra attack.
Yeah. So he can only poison, Blade Flurry, eviscerate the slime, Leroy face. That's 1 damage off. That's 11 damage to face. Wow. So you can't do that, right? Like Jiraxis will just dump you. Like,
Yeah.
but what else can you do? You're down. Let's see here. You're dead to the Molten Giants. What can you draw with Sprint?
Backstab.
Yeah.
You can kill that little one too.
He's gonna have to kill a Mountain Giant here.
I can get behind it.
Yeah, and
yeah,
you stab the
yeah,
Ooze
you
for
attack
sure.
the slide.
And the next turn you hope draw into lethal, but we know that there's a Jiraxis in his opponent's hand.
It's getting played right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be snap played.
You could actually even go for lethal here. If you Mortal Coil your own slime and draw a Soulfire. Let's see how cocky he is. No, he's not gonna do it.
I've seen a lot of handlock decks only run one Soulfire these days, so the odds of that may not be very high.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Who was that who played only one Soulfire? I think Reynald played only one Soulfire in Seed Story Cup. Yeah. This is looking bad. There's the prep, but
Prep
few
shift.
turns too late. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you're dead to your axis here. You need to draw into a Farseer. You prep, or maybe it doesn't run Farseers. I don't know the exact list.
Mm-hmm.
It
Well, I
runs
kind
two
of
Farseer.
went a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
All right, so
Wait,
out of the
wait a second. So that list, is it not running Alexstrasza?
It is running Alex Strasser.
Then why didn't he prep Shiv the mount that something and try to draw the Alexstrasza?
he's dead to Jirax's weapon, I think. Because to kill the giant, he had to prep Shiv and SI to kill it.
Yeah, but I mean, if he had Alexstrasza, then he could Alexstrasza himself.
He would be at 0 mana because he just sprinted.
No. You prep Shiv. You prep Shiv, and you had 9 mana, and you could draw the Alexstrasza.
No. He sprinted that turn.
Yeah, he drew the.
He had
sprint.
3 mana left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, my
So
bad.
to kill the giant with the 3 mana he had left, he had to prep Shiv SI and then dagger kill the slime, and that leaves him at 1 with no board.
Oh, yeah. I thought he had the Shiv before the sprint. Yeah, my mistake.
Yeah.
So that's game 1. Let's see here. What's his deck list here?
So he had his Hunter band, or was it his luck?
It was his Warlock.
Yeah, it was Warlock, and he
He's
would
got
prob-
Hunter or Shaman. So
Yeah,
Hunter's pretty easy here.
Both are good, but Hunter is slightly better in this scenario.
We've seen his Hunter already. I think Ignite is running the Tiger Uppercut Hunter. You know about this this tech, Forsen?
The what?
Tiger Uppercut.
No,
It's where you take those Savannah Highbanes and put them in the dust bin, and then you get some Stranglethorn Tigers.
oh,
Guaranteed 5 damage.
Oh yeah, I've seen those actually. People playing those Stranglethorn Tigers instead of Savannah Highmanes. I actually haven't played Savannah Highmane in Hunter since like forever. I think it's like it's better versus control obviously, but it's way worse in the mirror, and there's a lot of hunters on the ladder at least. But for tournaments you can optimize your hunter depending on your bans. So let's see what kind of hunter he brought here. Okay, so he's really greedy here, going for the Undertakers, which I think is a good choice. But
I like keeping the Mad Scientist though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scientist
definitely.
is-
The traps are so strong against Handlock.
Yep. And you kind of want to like use your Mad Scientist before you top deck your traps, because you never want to top deck traps as a hunter player. You always want to get them from the Mad Scientist. Ooh.
Top deck Undertaker, I feel it. Here it comes.
Oh.
Maybe.
Tracking. Maybe, yeah.
Track Coin Undertaker.
Yeah. Is that the play? I don't think so, but maybe. Interesting that it decides to play the Loot Hoarder before the Mad Scientist.
I think the bait out of silence.
or to make him Mortal Coil instead of like
Yeah, but I don't think he would Mortal Coil onto. I think he would tap and then like Mortal Coil or Sun Fury and then tap Mortal Coil to play mana efficiently.
Well,
I
if he
never
does
Mortal
that-
Coil on turn 2 against like Leper Gnomes or stuff like that.
Yeah, but this way, if he gets to play it now, he gets an extra 2 damage in with it before it dies.
I think here you haunted Creeper over the Scientist. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing is that the reason you're playing the Mad Scientist is because you want it to die before you get that trap. Like I said before, you never want to top take the trap. But he's gonna kill the Loot Hoarder most likely, and not the Mad Scientist, because he won't.
Yeah,
choose
that
upon
improves
him.
exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. It's juggling time.
Yeah, I'd go for Juggle here. 50-50 shot at like
Oh,
Ghost gets
almost.
it.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 shot at basically winning the game here. No Hellfire in sight.
so it's very interesting that he decides to Soulfire there before tapping.
Yeah, because Jirax is a pretty big swing, but maybe he knows what he's up against. Like, you have to keep in mind, you know, some games have already been played out. He might know that he's playing against, like, you know, 2 Stranglethorn Tigers, Leroy. He might understand that Jirax is like completely useless.
Yeah, but even so, the Molten Giants are rarely useless in this matchup, so I was kinda... Yeah, I don't know. I think I would have tapped there, hoping to get something more worthless.
I
Like,
also feel Siphon Soul is pretty bad. He's got 2 of them.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
actually.
Quite
this matchup.
awful.
He's gonna hope for a Huffer here.
Leok's good too.
Yeah, Lake's also decent, yeah, you're right. An Owl, that is so good actually. In this
Yeah,
matchup.
it's a pretty sick one.
That is actually one of the better ones you could have gotten.
Oh, you have to get the freezing, don't you?
It depends on how many. If he's running double freezing, then I would probably not get that freezing because your Mad Scientist is gonna die and he already has a Snake Trap in his hand. But I don't know his exact list.
He's playing 2 freezing.
I think he's actually playing two freezing and 2 snake.
Okay, then that Animal Companion was good because he will most likely be able to force out his freezing trap if he equips the Snake Trap and then sacrifices Mad Scientist.
I think owling the Mad Scientist here is decent.
Yeah. Either is fine. I would probably have silenced the Oak, but
Yeah, Leok just represents so much damage.
wow, he's actually, yeah. So with that Owl in your hand, you're actually like, you can actually push for so much damage, not being scared of Molten Giant Taunt. I think this is a Animal Companion turn for sure. You see what you get, and then
Then
base your
decide
decision.
on, yeah.
Yeah. You had that Leroy.
How comparable do you think Haunted Creeper Leper Gnome is if he's facing like a board clear? I think that's what he's thinking about right now. Animal Companion versus Leper Gnome Haunted Creeper.
Yeah, the thing is that Leper Gnome is one of those cards that you can play later, even if they have taunts up. It will always
Bypasses it,
almost
yeah.
exactly. So you don't have to rush that out. While the Animal Companion can be really useful to gain tempo with like Huffer and or Leok or anything like that. But he decides to go for your play with the Leper Gnome and Haunted Creeper, and I think that's fairly fine too as well, because if you happen to get that Leok with the Animal Companion, then the more minions you have, the stronger, of course.
This play also plays around the Molten Giants. I mean, Thijs has
Yeah.
no turn here. Like, I guess you Mortal Coil a Leper Gnome.
Yeah, you will be able to play your Molten Giant here, but
You can't really do much with it is the problem.
exactly, you don't have anything else that turn. You can't really tap, so
Lothar
Lothar
draw's
is-
very good, yeah.
yeah. And he knows that there is a freezing trap equipped as well, so that Molten Giant is not that super good here.
Oh my god. It's over. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just push here.
it's so far from over.
Yeah, there's actually nothing he can do here. He needs to heal, he needs to taunt, he needs to do so many things at once, but
He also
there's
needs to
no
play
way.
Lotheb in that turn as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to heal past 7, which all the handlock cards only heal 3, so he needs a double heal and taunt and clear board. So he's dead.
Yeah. But he's gonna try his best, hoping that his opponent does not have a kill command in his hand. But all in vain.
I mean, even if he doesn't have a kill command, I feel that's still not enough.
I mean, Molten Giant and Argus would have saved him.
No, I think the only thing that would have saved him is killing the creeper there and then Shadow Flaming.
Wow, what does it do? Okay. Honorable
It's-
Sudoku.
Yeah. Well, Block goes down a Hunter. We've seen this a few times. And we have seen Warlock win as well.
But I mean, that was a misplay, right? Like, he wasn't dead on board if he Shadow Flamed instead of Hellfiring.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what, like.
And then if he survived, was that 7 or 8?
That was
Jiraxis is
7.
on 9.
7,
Okay,
yeah.
so you
I
probably
mean,
had
but
to force Siphon Soul, and then
Yeah.
maybe if he's really lucky, Jiraxis.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely winnable without us knowing the opponent's cards, but
Yeah.
I don't understand that Hellfire. That was really weird to me.
I think when you Leroy in that position, you pretty much dictate what's about to happen.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there was like a 95% chance, but I mean, you're playing a tournament, and there's
Yeah.
a small chance that he does not
You gotta
actually have
take it.
that. Yeah. Like,
Oh, you also have to keep in mind they're not actually playing for anything. They both
They're-
qualified.
they're playing for first and second seed, right?
No, not really. I think
Isn't the first seed of this group playing the second seed of the other group? That's how it works, right? In the semifinals.
Oh, I
You don't-
guess so.
You don't want to face Colento, like that's what they're playing for.
I see.
So it's actually an important match here.
So the schedule's a spoiler, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I didn't think that would be the case. But alright. Well, now we got Warrior against Hunter. Even though Warrior seems to be good against Hunter, I think we've actually seen it fall more times than Speed.
Yeah, it's like one of those matchups that you need your Fiery War Axe in the start to win, and he did get it, so this is gonna be way tough for Ignite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is largely a matchup dictated on early tempo. Like, if you don't have Fiery War Axe, the game's pretty much over as the Warrior. So, even like Armor Smith usually isn't good enough, but
So basically like Arena, yeah. Well, you never want to see that happen to your Undertaker.
Slam. That's a card I haven't seen in a while in Warrior decks.
You don't like Slam?
I kind of like Slam, but it's not like there's other good cards you want in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many good cards in Warrior. Like you can't have like I like Cleave as well, but Cleave is like one of those cards that really specializes against like Hunters, for example, where you can kill us on a high main and then Cleave.
I think Cleave is also quite good against Druid. Because it kills the shade
the
turn
shade,
display.
yeah. You're right. Assuming he has another minion though, that's why it's very situational.
Yeah.
ooh, the worst one here.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst one. So I'm assuming you slam your Acolyte. I mean, you play your Acolyte and kill the Leok.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could slam, use your weapon, and clear board.
Yeah.
You can slam, execute, and save your weapon.
He want to play on curve here. He want to play as mana efficiently as possible, and also he wants to draw cards from that Acolyte next turn. He's not really too worried about his health pool here with the cards in his hand.
Mhm.
So I think this was definitely the better play here from Thijs. Ignite, not with the best hand, but it does however have that Eaglehorn bow to kill off that Acolyte. But I do think you want to kill off that Armor Smith with your Leopardome first though.
Yeah,
Minimize the
probably.
armor gain.
Yeah, we saw a game just the other day where it was Druid versus Warrior. I think it was Caldy playing Druid, and he left an Armor Smith alive when he had like a Yeti, a Spectral Knight, and like some other 4-attack thing. And he just kept going face, and then Armor Smith's stayed alive like 7 more turns through 2 Sludge Belchers and like the works.
Oh wow, yeah.
Gained him roughly 1 million life, so he should have just killed it when he had a Yeti.
You have to commit to your mistakes, bro. Never show a sign of weakness. Just keep ignoring that Armor Smith.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Well, he drew the other Fiery War Axe here.
Wow, yeah, that's really good. Wow, he's getting really sick draws here. Even though the Hunter player had that Undertaker in the start, he didn't really have that good of a curve to follow up.
Well, he's not going to be able to deal with Lotheb, so I mean, how sick is it really?
Hmm.
There's no answer to Lotheb. You can't slam him. If you slam him and attack him, he's done
Yeah.
10 damage at that point.
You can't even slam him the turn he's played.
That's what I mean. Like you can slam him the turn
Yeah.
after, but that's that's 10 face damage from Lotheb.
It could like attack and execute it. No, he can't
Nope.
even execute it. No.
He has no
okay,
answer.
he has no answer at all. Wow.
And
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
mean,
have to top deck something for
he
sure.
just one thing. I mean, yeah, it's a war. He just doesn't have that much life right now. Like 25 is not that much against this type of hunter deck, especially if you're gonna lose 10 of that.
Yeah. Like, but this is an obvious Lothab turn. I mean, like, usually the warrior has a Sludge Belcher on this turn, turn 5, so he has to assume it's gonna be a Sludge Belcher, and then the Lothab is the perfect counter to that. But he's gonna play the Jungle Panther anyway. He wants to get that hero power out every turn, I guess, but at what cost?
Yeah, I don't like that.
But that Lothab top deck would have been so good against the Hunter's Lothab, but yeah.
Well, the hunter basically has nothing right now. I don't even know if you face with a Jungle Panther.
I think it's fairly safe to do that if you play your own Lothab. Because he can't really use that slam on him, he can't really use armor up shield slam. He needs to attack that with his weapon to take 4 more damage. This is actually not looking that good now for the warrior player.
I feel like the play here is you kill the Jungle Panther with your Lotheb, you kill the Undertaker with your weapon, your armor up.
Yeah, that's actually a fine play. But how scared are you of Leroy? Hero power, that's 8 damage plus Lothab, 13 damage. If you kill the Jungle Panther and then armor up, you're down to 14 damage.
No, I'd kill the Undertaker. I'd let the Lotheb go to 1.
Oh, okay. You let the Lothab go to 1? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
there's
not gonna.
so much
It's not gonna die to Leroy hero power then, but he's getting ridiculously low. But I think this is fine. He's gonna go for it. And next
Yeah,
turn he
there's a-
has that shield block, so
Yeah.
You can bounce back a little bit. It's mostly up to the hunter's draw here, and like Loot Hoarder's pretty weak.
yeah. And Hunters doesn't really have anything that can deal 1 damage except for like Unleash. But unleashing here for 3 mana to kill a 5/1 Lothab is not like the best use of your mana. So it's actually pretty good leaving it at 5/1.
Yeah,
You think he's gonna freeze trap here?
I mean, I think it could have been a play to freeze trap, because now he's just gonna trade. He's thinking about killing the Lothab. I think that's what he's doing here, not freeze trapping and killing the Lothab with your bow.
I think I'd just go face.
Yeah, I think I'd just go face as well, because you see a lot of cards in your opponent's hand. You know that you have been spell blocking him for a turn.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be coming out spells here anyway to deal with that Lothab. Yeah, definitely
I
shield
think
block
it's
turn.
slam, execute, grotesque, armor up. You don't want to miss your like regular armor up.
Yeah, I mean,
You have to get 2 armor every turn.
yeah,
If you're not gonna
Yeah.
shield block, like the other player was the shield block, but if you do that, you can't use your regular
but
armor.
but the thing is that if you don't shield block now on turn 8, you really want to play that Grimash or Ragnaros, and then you can't shield block anyway or armor up. So I kind of like the shield block play a bit more in that scenario, but because I know what you're saying about arming up every turn, but oh, so he's not even gonna play the Rag or Grimash here. He's gonna go for armor up.
Well, Grimash wouldn't be good into a trap.
Does he have a trap? I
Yeah,
don't think
there's
he
a
has-
trap up. He dropped a freeze trap. It's just not shown.
Oh,
on the player.
okay.
He actually drew running freezing traps and then
Oh.
Mad Scientist.
Oh wow, that's disappointing.
Poor Scientist.
Yeah, that's a snake trap then.
Yeah, I think the game plan here is to turtle up, armor up every turn. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even Ragnaros next turn.
Just armor up again.
Armor up.
Yeah. I mean it's fine. I think in this position there is really nothing the hunter can do. If he uses his bow here to kill that 1/3, then he loses his potential charges from the traps. That haunted creeper is a dead draw. This is looking really bad for our ignite.
Yeah, this is kind of like the worst spot you can be in as a hunter. 17 life might as well be a million, so. Especially with only 3 cards in his hand.
Brawl. I think he's pretty happy with how much life he has. I think Ragnaros might be a very aggressive play. And I kind of agree.
Yep.
I mean, if you don't Ragnaros, what do you really do? You shield slam a Haunted Creeper and Whirlwind?
Yeah.
Or you attack, proc the trap, and then get rid of the snakes and the.
Oh, it hits a haunted creeper. Not the best option here.
Apparently it's pretty good, because now there's no beast.
Oh yeah. This is the part where I would concede. I don't really see any top decks that could bring him back into this game. Let's see here, Leroy and a beast.
Yeah,
No,
it would take Leroy and a beast, and for his opponent not to armor up.
Yeah, that's very unlikely. That scenario.
But as it turns out, he's going to armor up a little bit extra with that top deck shield block.
Yeah.
You can't even ask for a better card with Ragnaros than challenge on your board behind a taunt.
Yeah. Actually, how close is he to lethal here? Is 4 damage of lethal.
I think you just push here, like, you know that your opponent has freezing, you know your opponent has snake. You have Grom Whirlwind.
Yeah, I think you go for Grom Whirlwind as well. Yeah, there is no card that he can top deck right here, except for Deathwing. Oh, there's the Leroy actually, but
Not enough though.
not enough.
Turns out if he didn't have Whirlwind, he
Well,
could have
no,
actually pushed through.
Could he really?
Well,
I'm-
what I'm seeing is if the Haunted Creeper didn't die to the Rag Shot and he kill commanded, he would have lethal here.
No, but he would have killed the Haunted Creeper manually with Shield Slam Whirlwind if it didn't hit it. It would have
Yeah,
been
but
essential.
if you just YOLO kill command face.
Oh, you mean YOLO? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't you think he would have shield blocked then?
Yeah, probably.
Instead of going for damage? Yeah, I think he would have played it safer then if he felt like he was out of a threat of dying.
Oh no, you're not dead here. The hunter's not dead. Because the ghoul dying clears Leroy whelps. Leroy can kill Ragnaros, and Grom gets frozen. That wasn't lethal.
Yeah, it wasn't, but
Yeah, but you're literally out
you
of
have no
cards.
outs left in your deck. So
Yeah, but Ragnaros is gone.
yeah, Reinhardt is gone and Gromage gets frozen, and then he gets played next turn. And he deals 4 damage. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, okay, so the hunter wasn't dead, but he was in theory dead.
Actually, no, he was dead because he was at 5, but he'd have to attack the ghoul with his weapon, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah, exactly. He took 1 damage from there. Yeah.
Oh no, you can kill command the ghoul, I think.
Everything to stay alive. No, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kill command the ghoul. You'd be good. And then you get a charge from your freeze trap too. Look at that. Amazing.
Yeah. He could have survived. So Shaman, obvious pick against Warrior, really strong right now. Especially with the list that Thijs is running, with most likely no Baron Geddon. This is one of the more like older lists now, compared to the new Hogger version introduced. No Baron Geddon, no Harrison Jones, I think, in the Warrior list. The Shaman has it though. It's really good against Warrior.
We've seen not in this tournament, but in ones just before it, I saw a lot of double brawl control warriors.
Yeah, that was something we saw at Story Cup as well. Echo played a double brawl warrior to great success. There was someone else, I just can't remember who, but someone else played it. Sixo played it as well to great success, and it's pretty strong versus this aggro meta with Zoo and Hunters and whatnot. But it's not really as strong if your opponent knows that you're playing it.
Well, here you don't want to give the warrior too many draws.
Yeah,
would you consider even
definitely
lightning
not.
bolting here?
Oof, I would definitely consider it. You could YOLO swag Lightning Storm, hope it goes 3-3. I mean,
Yeah, but what if it goes 2-2?
You're
that's-
upset.
yeah, you're definitely upset.
You won't be seeing totems on your board for the next 3 turns.
Yeah. 2-2 is the worst scenario. 3-2 is actually okay, but he really values his opponent not drawing cards here, and therefore the lightning bolts. So yeah, I would probably have done the same, but it's a tricky situation.
Would you have considered coining Harvest Golem instead of just making a token?
The Harvest Golem does survive the Ghoul's Death Rattle. The Ghoul was played first.
I mean, I think he wants to save the coin for potential Harrison Jones against a Death Spite on turn 4 for the Warrior. I think that's why he kept the coin.
Yeah, I like that.
But
He's overloaded now.
yeah, he's overloaded now. He will not be able to play that. Warrior player is... yeah, he's just equipping a weapon.
I think you'd Harrison anything, really.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like, if he had mana here, he would definitely Harrison that. 2 cards is way too good to pass up on. Now though, I think
I like the Harvest Golem and trade in the 1-1.
you could Rockbiter the 1/1 and Coin Harvest Golem as well.
Yeah, it certainly isn't bad.
The other
I don't
play,
really like using the coin here.
I mean, you're gonna have 5 mana next turn anyway, so you don't really need to save the coin. Flame Tongue, is there any merit to that? I don't know.
You're kind of just throwing away your Flame Tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, you went with my play there.
Yeah, it did. I'm not quite sure what he's saving the coin for, since he will already have 5 mana next turn. But we're about to find out, I guess.
I think the coin is, I mean, he's playing so many combo cards. The coin is one of those cards that just makes that unpredictable element.
Mm-hmm.
Like with one Rockbiter down, you might see like Elekir, Flame Tongue, Coin Rockbiter. Just, you know, it's stuff you don't play around. And as a warrior, it feels like it's that class that you always play around how much damage your opponent can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that Lothab, not gonna do much here. The question is whether you want to Harrison that weapon right now to get a card, or do you want to wait for Death's Bite, which is slightly stronger.
I think as the board stands, you'd want a Harrison, but we know that's not correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's just gonna go for very passive play here. Wow, I'm really surprised here.
The thing is, if he does this passive play, he can actually like Flame Tongue and play a 5-drop. So I can see where he's going with this.
But Sylvanas is gonna come down here, and he's just going face here, not even bothering with those lowly minions.
Yeah, for sure. This is a very strong draw.
Oh, so yeah, the Haunted Creeper was played before the Sylvanas, so he's gonna at least get a Spider here, since he doesn't have a Hex or Silence. Question is, yeah, I mean, I think you Rockbiter here, one of your minions, and trade both of them into Sylvanas, and then slam either Harrison or Lothab.
You don't think there's merit to like Storm Clear the board? That is 10 damage.
Storm clear the board. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. Do you give your opponent the spiders before? Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, what's a warrior player really gonna do with a 1/1 anyway?
Yeah. Going for it. Ah, okay, so.
Yeah, I think he was going for a totem, because if he goes for a totem, he can just like maybe clear a bit more easily.
That's really weird to me though, because it's only 1 in 25 that he will. And that taunt totem is actually pretty strong for a warrior player.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And he gets it, wow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I really don't like toteming up there before. I really like the spiders more.
I think it's fine here. I mean, what's he gonna do? Use his Axe Charge on a 1/1 so it saves the taunt totem?
He could Cruel. Cruel. I mean, he could just play an Armor Smith as well and gain 2 armor from that Stone Claw.
Yeah.
I think you actually kill a spider here with that Alexstrasza. You don't need really like.
With what?
You have an Alexstrasza in your hand, so you don't really want to go face here with that War Axe like he's trying to do right now.
I thought you just kill the spider with Elistraza. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna get some value until Elistraza comes down.
Yeah. No, but I really think that you kill a spider and you play your Armor Smith here. Armor up. I don't think you equip that Death's Bite.
I can see where he's going with it though, because like
Okay.
if he's...
Oh yeah. I can see this as well, but the thing is that if he's gonna play the Death's Bite, he's gonna have to destroy his War Axe this turn and attack with the Death's Bite, because you don't want to equip your Death's Bite at the end of your turn, not attacking, having it at 2 charges, potential 2 cards for your opponent's Harrison Jones.
Oh, there we go.
But he's gonna do it. That's
Yeah.
really weird play.
It sets up lethal, and he already has 2, so like, even if it dies to the Harrison, he can still just 2-turn him.
That's up lethal.
2-turn lethal.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you hit
yeah.
you hit with the Despite, and then the turn after you grab.
Well, you can Harrison, but if you Harrison, you lose your creatures. The Death Spite effect will still trigger. And not only
Yeah.
that, you'll get some armor for your opponent.
What?
There's nothing better though.
Yeah.
You could Cruel Task here, or okay with the slam. You could slam it.
Yeah, I think that you definitely slam here.
Yeah. You slam. Taskmaster.
Try again with the axe.
Yeah. Try again.
It's only blocked by like Feral Spirit.
I'd throw in the
so-
Armorsmith. You like the Taskmaster? Okay.
I'll like you can't like you can use the Taskmaster next turn to clear a taunt totem, so
Mhm.
that's why he's using it.
I
And you don't really need the ping effect to enrage your Grommash since you have that whirlwind from your Death Rattle.
Well, right now he's dead. There's nothing. There's no outs.
Let's
Yeah,
see here.
there's literally
There's-
no.
It has to be Azure Drake into Argus or something like that. I don't even know if that's in the deck.
There is one out, right? No, there isn't actually. No, there's
You
no
can't
out.
even hex your own creature. No.
Yeah, can't even do that.
You need something to give taunt or something that has by itself taunt. So you need like Argus or you need Feral Duggies. But in either case, you need to draw them. And
Yeah.
you have to suspect there's some fishy stuff going on from all this face damage from the warrior.
Oh yeah, for sure. If he
No.
storms, rolls high on the Armorsmith, and gets a taunt totem, I think he lives the turn.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
Azure
the-
Drake Spirit Wolves. He
Okay,
also lives
so
if he
he's-
storms and hexes that totem.
Yeah, actually.
But is that really the play? Like,
That's looking like the player now.
oh
There we go.
my god, wow! I can't believe he just did that. That is actually amazing.
Well, yeah, he's good. He's a good player. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you
But-
played. Oh, but there's a
he's dead
top
anyway.
deck.
Yeah, he's just dead anyway. Wow. He's
Now that I'm thinking
nuts
about it,
draws.
even if he drew the Feral Doggies, the Doggies would die to the Cruel Task and the Armorsmith. Or just the Cruel Task, actually. They'll die to the Cruel Task and the Weapon.
Yeah,
And
but
the Armorsmith and Gromash.
he needs the weapon to
to kill him.
deal
Yeah.
4 damage to his face, right?
I thought he was at 11 or 12 or something, wasn't he?
He was at 12, so.
Okay,
By
so it'd be
one.
one off if he